Blame Truth here, the Codfather himself, bringing you another video on Black Ops Cold War. First and foremost, this is not my gameplay. I would rather Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop a bunch of fire ant hills on the coast of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina after drinking a fifth of Jaeger, only use me blade style, then play Call of Duty in 2023. And that's really any Call of Duty. I play Cold War literally like once every 2 weeks, and that's it. Really, it's going to be less than that because I can't stand it. I cannot stand Call of Duty anymore. Like, there's nothing new coming out. There's really no news coming out. I have to really, I mean, I'm trying to bring you guys content. If you guys can like the videos and stuff, because I'm doing my best to find something to make a video on. This game is dull as fucking dishwater, man. I don't know where that quote came from. Dishwater is more exciting than Call of Duty. Maybe that'll be the next Call of Duty title. Call of Duty Dishwater Warfare. Wouldn't surprise me coming from Sledgehammer Games. But anyway, I digress. I'm not here to talk about the next Call of Duty. I'm here to talk about this Call of Duty and how you might just want to pack your bags and wait. And by wait, I mean wait until 2024 when hopefully Treyarch can do something, because it's not looking good. This game is already declining yet again, but I don't want to make this commentary entirely negative. There's a sliver of hope. We got some really good news, not related to Call of Duty for once, but first, let's go over the bad news, shall we? So the bad news is Modern Warfare Deuce here just came out with a brand new season. Normally you'd be like, oh, well, it's gonna up the player count, and it did for about a week, and not drastically though, like not on Steam at least. It wasn't drastic, and people will say, oh, it's just Steam, more. Joe Secot's a nice guy, more. I vape fucking microplastics, more. I don't care about any of that. I don't care. We have data on Steam. I'm showing you the data on Steam. That's all I know to do. If I had data elsewhere, I would show it. If it was improving in players on other platforms, I would show it. I am not biased. I swear to you, I just report on what I see. And what I see is a big pile of shit. Now, if you're a big video game publisher, I think keeping things private isn't the smartest decision. But if you're just a lowly user, let's say you're an internet user, right? And you value privacy, what do? I'll tell you what you do. You look up today's sponsor and get yourself off the internet with Delete Me. Today's video is sponsored by Delete Me. I love the internet. I love having a job on the internet, but I don't love the lack of privacy that comes from being on the internet and having a job on the internet. In my line of work especially, it's really important to keep your information private. You don't want personal information out there. And I've even been hacked myself because some personal information was revealed online one time. True story. It's a jungle out there. You got to protect yourself, and that's where Delete Me comes in. So what is Delete Me? It's a hands-free subscription service that will remove your personal information that's being sold online. Delete Me's privacy experts remove you from Google and 100+ data brokers all year long. You'll get a privacy report in the first 7 days upon signing up. Delete Me will remove all of your personal data like phone numbers, addresses, etc. They will monitor sites and repeat removals as needed, and users can even make custom removal requests. So guys, maybe you're using a VPN. I know a lot of you are, and that's a step in the right direction, but Delete Me takes it a step further and gets your personal information off the web. It's frightening how easy it is just to type in someone's name and find out a lot on them on Google or other search engines. So guys, if you want to get your personal information removed from search results on the web, go to joindeleteme.com/thecodfather and get 20% off with code COD20. Again, that's joindeleteme.com/thecodfather, and that 20% off code is COD20. Be safe out there, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. Don't be like LeBron James or his action figure heads. Get off the internet, man. Stay private. I wish Activision wouldn't take this advice so seriously, because they private all their stuff. Man, I can't find anything. It's even hard to find the actual sales numbers for Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. And look, I'm not saying that they're falsifying claims of being the best-selling game for 2022. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I looked online, I looked on the Wikipedia. I couldn't find the actual sales numbers for Modern Warfare 2. I found the sales numbers for Elden Ring, and we're going to get into that in a bit, but keep that in mind. I can't find the data I need to back up the claims they make. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, guys, it would not surprise me if they're doing some shady behind the scenes. This is Activision. I mean, the controversies, I can't count them on both hands, over the years. But anyway, let's get into the bad news first. So the bad news is, well, it's kind of good and bad news. So Destiny 2 just came out with a new DLC thing, I think. And it broke its all-time player base peak here just today with the release of this DLC. Destiny 2, to my knowledge, is pretty popular on every platform. Am I right? I don't play Destiny or Destiny 2. I've never really dabbled in them. But I know that it's on all platforms, correct? So Steam isn't the be-all, end-all indicator. This isn't like CSGO where it's only popular on Steam. It pulled a 24-hour all-time record on Steam charts. Destiny 2 did. So, how is Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 doing? Well, it's down to 75,000 concurrent players as of the screenshot I took about an hour ago. It got a boost. It hit the lowest player count, lowest time played ever before the release of Season 2 here. And then we got a bump, and then it's just been declining over the course of the week, as is to be expected. We're back down to 75 concurrent players, and we're back down to how it was performing around the start of February. So, not looking good. In fact, it couldn't even break. This is how many players it's lost since it's launched. It couldn't even break positive for the past 30 days. With these numbers here, I don't know, man. It couldn't even break positive. It's actually still lost overall the past 30 days. 1,000 players, even with the new DLC drop. It's not looking good. But how, I've seen tweets, and guys, I don't play Warzone, and I want you to know that this is Warzone, this is DMZ, this is multiplayer, and it's single player all combined in this metric. So Call of Duty essentially has 4 blockbuster titles here in one metric, and it's still doing this poorly. I mean, 75. Say what you want. It's just Steam, man. I hate that excuse. It doesn't matter what platform it's on. Don't even look at the numbers. Look at the percentages. The actual player counts don't really matter. The fact that this game had about 500,000, 500,000 players, and it's never even come close to that again, is concerning. It's nowhere near. It's just been sharp decline, a little bit of bump for this season 2, sharp decline. You know what I mean? It's nothing. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, Guard Isaac here on Twitter says, I'm convinced there's a double agent from EA leading Raven Software Infinity Ward trying to kill Warzone 2 from the inside. There's no way they are consciously making this many bad decisions. WTF. Put Ted Timmons back in charge. Now, on top of that, we got people like Charlie Intel. He's even sick of it, and I'm not going to show you this tweet because I don't want to have too many images on the screen in this particular Vegas file, or it might crash, so that does happen. Vegas is not being kind to me today. But anyway, yeah, Charlie Intel even tweeted at Infinity Ward saying, hey, can we just get the normal perk system back in multiplayer? This time release thing does not work. You keep lowering the time, but you refuse to actually change it. It's nobody really cares, and they're just depending on this next Call of Duty to save things. And I think that's been Activision's MO for a while. The game comes out, it sells really well, allegedly, because I can't find the fucking numbers, and then nobody plays it. It's literally like gambling. I feel like Call of Duty is gambling, where every single year you'll shell out $60-$70 and gamble that it'll be good, and then a month later you're done because it sucks. I feel like that's how it is. It's the equivalent of gambling. Snake oil salesmen, they come out with some new product and say, this time it's different, and then you fall for it and you buy it. I mean, Modern Warfare 2, for all its faults, was hyped to shit. Hyped to hell and back. And to say it failed to deliver is an understatement. I don't even think fans of the game can say that it delivered on its promises of being the most advanced Call of Duty of all time. It's not. We're 4 or 5 months in now, and it's still not. I don't think it's even complete. We had more maps back in Call of Duty 4 on the launch of the fucking game 15 years ago. I'm not making that up. We had 16 maps! You know, all new. They didn't have anything to fucking pull from then. All new maps. The great maps, even. Nothing as bad as Border Crossing or the new quote-unquote museum. Like, fuck off with this. We didn't have a dog shit perk system, you know? Like, I gotta calm down. But there is some good news, all right? There is some good news. And that good news is that the traditional way of gaming may not be lost. The biggest issue I have with Call of Duty is how just commercialized it's become. It's meant to sell and nothing more. It does not care. It does not care if you play it after the fact. It does not care if the player numbers dwindle. As long as you're buying the game and then buying skins, or at least some people are buying skins, the pay pigs, if they keep it going, then it's fine to them. There's no passion, there's no like actual integrity with the games they release. The games are soulless. And again, even if you are a fan of the game, a fan of the franchise, if you played any of the old Call of Duties and you played this you know, debacle, Modern Warfare 2 or even Cold War. Cold War, I will say, had passion in zombies. Multiplayer, no, I don't think so. Multiplayer feels like something they tried to fix last minute because Sledgehammer and Raven were supposed to make this game and they failed. And Treyarch had to come in and fix things like they did with ranked play in Modern Warfare 2, but they could only do so much. You know, they can only do so much. I love Treyarch to death. I do. I rag on them for Cold War. But I will say, their zombies mode in Cold War is great. And they still had, somehow, I think this is still the best COD in the past 4 years. Which is sad. It's like Carey Mulligan in Drive, you know? Mid with a fucking bratty kid. But Ryan Gosling's like, I'll still hit it. You know, whatever. That's kind of how I feel about Cold War. She's mid, but I like her. I don't really like her, actually. In fact, Ryan Gosling's got lower standards than I do. The point of all this is there is hope in the form of Elden Ring. Elden Ring was my game of the year in 2022. It was the second best selling game behind Modern Warfare 2, allegedly, because I can see the sales numbers for Elden Ring. I can't find them for Modern Warfare 2. If someone wants to point me in the right direction there with a cited source, I will eat my hat. But I couldn't find any in a quick Google search, and I couldn't find any on the Wikipedia. Elden Ring just said like, hey, we sold, I think it was over 20 million copies. So there you go. But they're coming out with new DLC. A year after the fact, they're coming out with a new DLC, and the internet went wild. I mean, look at this. It's got 350,000 likes on their Twitter here after 17 hours. People love Elden Ring, and Elden Ring is like the only game. It and God of War Ragnarok, I think, were the only real games that I knew of last year that came out. Not only did the fans love them, but they won tons of awards, and they were old school. They were just games trying to be good games. There was no fucking gimmicks. There was no microtransaction stupid shit. Money, like, you're gonna make money if you make a good game. You're gonna make more money if you make a bad game and microtransaction the shit out of it, but that's not gonna last. It's not gonna stand the test of time. People aren't gonna be buying your game 10 years later, still playing your game 10 years later, still enjoying your game 10 years later, like let's say Skyrim. Elden Ring is a classic already. I'll be playing it again in 10 years, I know I will. People aren't gonna be doing that if you don't put soul into it and if you don't make it good. Call of Duty is just about, you know, milking their devs dry. The devs are like a cow that's just emitting powdered milk from its teats, from its udders. Just, you milk it, you milk Infinity Ward, you get old moo cow Joe Secott in the lobby, put him on his door, his favorite door, let him sit there, put a bucket under him and try to milk him, and he just goes, out comes powdered like dust. It's not even milk. There's nothing left. Okay? Nothing left. Elden Ring came along and said, hey, you can make a good video game old school style. You can release DLC like the old days, like 15, 20 years ago. You can make DLC and just release it, and it's good. You know, like it works. People will buy it. I guarantee you that I would say the majority of people that bought Elden Ring, I would say probably 80% will buy this DLC. If it's a big expansion, let's say they charge like 30, 40 bucks for it or whatever. If it's a big expansion, that's a lot of money. Like, just make good stuff. We'll buy it if it's good. We'll play it if it's good. You know, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how there's such a divide between Modern Warfare 2. If it actually is the best-selling game of 2022, so says, you know, the video game sales charts and stuff. I can't find numbers. But if it's the best-selling game of 2022, why is there such a big disparity between the quality and the marketing and how these games were made? Like, it's very clear that there is an audience out there that isn't brain dead, that wants a good game like Elden Ring, you know? So why are they like? Then again, I bought Elden Ring and Modern Warfare 2. Would I have bought MW2 if I didn't cover it on YouTube? No, I wouldn't. Honest to God, I wouldn't, guys. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. I do it for the money. But anyway, guys, I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below. I want to suplex Joe Secott through his old powdery teats. Peace.
Some parting advice?